Welcome to Yin Yang Anime Review. For this video series, I'll be talking about recent and past anime that I've came across and to share my opinion if it's good, if it's bad, or if it's okay. I just want to remind everyone that all the anime reviews that I will talk about is based on my own opinion. Let's get started. For today's anime review, I'll be reviewing Yasuke, the Netflix anime series. And this premiered actually on April 29th of 2021, just a couple days ago. And I finished watching the series, and the story is based on a real-life person who was alive in the late 1500s in Japan, who was the first and only black samurai. However, the anime series actually is more using his character, this historical character, and using it in a way that's more of a fantasy science fiction type of story. So Yasuke, being the black samurai living in Japan, he lives in a very small village and he is tormented by his past, and he's trying to live a very nice and humble life every single day, trying to forget the past. But there's an opportunity where he actually finds a road to redemption and forgiveness, and the way he does it is by helping this little girl, this Japanese girl named Saki, who has psychic powers. Now, she is the key to defeating the main antagonist of the story, the main bad guy, the daimyo, a samurai lord who's using black dark magic to try to have Japan under her control. So Yasuke and Saki are on a journey together trying to stop this crazy woman from taking over Japan. So was this anime good, bad, or okay? Well, I'm gonna go down the list to tell you the cons and pros of this anime. And I'm gonna start with the cons first because I like to start off with the negatives out of the way. So one of the first cons is that the story historically is inaccurate. I really wish that Yasuke was more of a historical anime drama. I would have loved to see how Yasuke was born in Africa and then later was sold to Portuguese Jesuits, and then he would have to go with them in this crusade of spreading Christianity all over the world, and then seeing how Yasuke ended up in Japan and how he became a slave and servant to a samurai warrior. I thought everyone was going to see that story, but I guess the story writers and the producers had other things, and I really wish that they didn't. It's like a very missed opportunity. Another con that I didn't like about this anime was they put too much emphasis on the little girl Saki. Again, I figured that the story writers were trying to do something more interesting. Now, the next con that I didn't like is that they should have focused more on Yasuke. Like all those flashbacks that were happening, those were actually the good parts, but there weren't enough of it. I really wish that they did maybe a couple episodes of, showing how Yasuke became from a slave servant to a samurai and how he was learning Japanese culture, the samurai code Bushido, and what was the situation in Japan for any foreigners at that moment. I think that would have been much more cool to see, and to focus more on YOSUKE. Another thing that I didn't like about this anime is that they put too much mecha, magic, powers. Like it was no need for that. I think what they needed more is they should have done the Rurouni Kenshin approach. And what do I mean by that? Now, if you've never seen Rurouni Kenshin, I highly recommend that anime. It's a timeless anime, classic one. And that's a samurai anime that's done right because they use a lot of Japanese history in its story, and it's very accurate. You see a little summary of the situation of what's going on in Japan in Rurouni Kenshin. And YOSUKE, I really wish they did that. I think what they should have done is they should have gave you just like a quick crash course of Japanese history, of what was going on in the late 1500s, And that would have been an awesome approach, because not only are you entangled with the story of Yosuke, or Yasuke I should say, but also what was the situation going on in Japan in the late 1500s. And my last con, and I think that the one that really kind of was the final nail in the coffin that I didn't like about this anime, was there were not enough episodes. 6 episodes? Are you kidding me? Normally, most anime have 13 episodes, even up to 25 episodes. But I don't know if it was because of budget cuts or other kind of reasons, but it was a very short anime. But those are all the cons of this anime. Now let's look at the pros. What did I like about this anime? Well, the first thing is I did like the flashbacks of Yasuke's past, seeing how he was integrating himself and learning more about the Japanese culture and the samurai code. And I really wish they emphasized more on that. Again, I really wish that they had a couple of episodes exclusively looking at the past of Yasuke. I think that's what everybody wanted, in my opinion. Another thing that I liked about this anime is that it talked about a lot about the prejudices that existed in Japan and still exist even up to this day in Japan and also the rest of the world. How, you know, people of color that go to a homogenous country like Japan or Europe or something, no matter how much you prove yourself, there are still people out there that will only look at you as beneath them, subhuman. And even though that was happening, there were still other people that still liked the person because they judged the content of his character instead of the color of his skin. Another thing that I liked about this anime was the intro. It was a very visualistic type of intro, and I like the lyrics. I like one of the lyrics that said, "Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, because I am strong, stronger than you will ever be." And that was the premise of Yasuke, that he was always kind first before he fought. And kindness is a type of strength. And the last thing that I liked about this anime was that it talked a lot about how discrimination, prejudice, and racism that Yasuke had to face every single day, but he always didn't let him bother him, and he always did the right thing to protect the weak no matter what people said about him. So at the end, the verdict, I would say it's an okay anime. Like, yes, there was a lot of cons, but I like what the story was trying to portray. And it's just another hero for, you know, people of color that love, you know, Japanese culture and Japanese anime. So I want to know about you guys. What did you think about this anime? Have you seen it? Did you agree with what I said? Was there something missing out? Put a comment below. And again, if you like the content of this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and put that notification for future videos. All right, until next time, stay awesome.